Hello dear students, this is set 5. Like the previous sets, this set also deals with 60 most important MCQs selected from different topics. I hope this set will be helpful for the students of English literature who are preparing for different competitive examinations. Let's begin. Question number 1. How does Wordsworth view modern humanity's relationship with nature? The options are harmonious, disconnected, envious, weak. In the poem, The World is Too Much With Us, Wordsworth is critical of the material pursuits of the people of his day because their only concern is getting and spending, and as a result, they are totally detached from the world of nature. That is why their relationship with nature is disconnected. So the right option is B, disconnected. Next, question number 2. The speaker in A Slumber Did My Spirit Seal had the options are no mortal fears, no earthly fears, no needless fears, no human fears. We find the lines, A slumber did my spirit seal, I had no human fears. So the right option is D, no human fears. Next, question number 3. The idea she shall be sportive as the fawn implies Lucy's. The options are playfulness and freedom, fearfulness, strength and bravery, shyness. The poet says that Lucy shall be sportive as the fawn, and fawn means a very young deer, which is the symbol of swiftness, movement, freedom and playfulness. So the right option is A, playfulness. Next, question number 4. The contrast between mornings showing and nights concealing symbolizes. The options are the passage of time, the duality of visibility and mystery, life and death, weather changes in England, daytime play and nighttime work. In the poem, I travelled among unknown men, Wordsworth says about England that morning shows and night conceals, and it symbolizes obviously the duality of visibility and mystery, life and death. So the right option is B, the duality of visibility and mystery, life and death. Next, question number 5. In Ode to the West Wind, heaven and ocean are compared to. The options are trees, rivers, leaves, Maynard. In Ode to the West Wind, the heaven and oceans are compared to trees because in the second stanza, the poet says, loose clouds like earth's decaying leaves are shed, shook from the tangled boughs of heaven and ocean. So the right option is A, because heaven and ocean are compared to two huge trees. So the right option is A. Next, question number 6. Spring shall blow her clarion over the dreaming earth. The line alludes. The options are Saturn, Venus, Zeus, Israfil. In the first stanza, the poet says, thine azure sister of the spring shall blow her clarion over the dreaming earth. And here we find an Islamic allusion of the archangel Israfil or Israfil, though unnamed in the Quran. His, that is Israfil's, blowing of the trumpet suggests the end of the world, the day of judgment or Qiyamah, and the subsequent resurrection of the dead. In Islamic tradition, besides Israfil, other three archangels are Gabriel, Michael and Azrael. So the right option is D, Israfil. Next, question number 7. Chorus hymeneal. Hymen is the classical god of The options are wine, vegetation, marriage, love. And Hymen is obviously the classical god of marriage. So the right option is C. Next, question number 8. Which line reveals Shelley's aspiration to be a legislator of the world? The options are teach me half thy gladness, the world should listen then, thou scorner of the ground, we look before and after. In the last stanza, Shelley makes a fervent appeal to the bird and says, teach me half the gladness that thy brain must know, such harmonious madness from my lips would flow, the world should listen then as I am listening now. So, in the last line, Shelley wants to be the legislator of the world. That is, he wants to compel the world to listen to his songs. So the right option is B. The world should listen then. That is, the world or the people of the world should listen to his song or his poem. Next, question number 9. How does Keats describe death in Ode to a Nightingale? The options are as terrifying and cruel, as peaceful and easeful, as unavoidable and chaotic, as meaningless and trivial. In the 6th stanza, the poet says, darkling, I listen, and for many a time I have been half in love with easeful death. So the death the poet describes is obviously as peaceful and easeful, or Keats describes death as peaceful and easeful. That is, he prefers quiet death, or the death that brings no pain or ease from the miseries of the world. So the right option is B, as peaceful and easeful. Next, question number 10. Or new love pine at them beyond tomorrow. Here Keats thinks of his love affair with the options are Fanny, Mary, and Harriet. In this line, Keats recollects his unsuccessful love affair with Fanny Brown. So the right option is A, Fanny or Fanny Brown. Next, question number 11. Which of the following best describes the tone of the poem To Autumn? To Autumn is actually a poem of celebration, and here Keats describes autumn or celebrates the beauty and imagery of autumn, and the poem is full of reflection or deep thinkings on the part of the poet. So the right option is A, reflective and celebratory, because here the poet reflects and also celebrates the beauty of autumn. So the right option is A. Next, question number 12. Until they think warm days will never cease. Here they refers to the options are the bees, the reapers, the farmers, none of this. In the first stanza, we find the lines, and still more later flowers for the bees until they think warm days will never cease. So the right option is the bees, because the bees are deceived, because they think that summer is still continuing, but actually summer closed and winter started. So the right option is A, the bees. Next, question number 13. What is the tone of the poem Ulysses? The options are melancholic, indifferent, nostalgic, resolute. Tennyson's masterpiece Ulysses is noted for adventurous spirit or adventurous passion, and Ulysses here makes a strong determination to gain knowledge. And the last line of the poem, to strive to seek, to find, and not to yield reveals a strong determination. So the right option is D, resolute or strong determination. Next, question number 14. What does the idea untraveled world symbolize in the poem? The options are Ithaca's unexplored regions, the unknown possibilities of life and knowledge, the afterlife, Ulysses' past adventure. And Ulysses is the man of action, and he is always eager to gain fresh knowledge and adventure. So here untraveled world stands for the unknown possibilities of life and knowledge. So the right option is B, the unknown possibilities of life and knowledge. Next, question number 15. The phrase, the instant made eternity, in the final section describes. The options are a sudden realization of doom, a desire for things to remain static, a moment of profound experience stretched into endlessness, an ecstatic moment. And in the last stanza, the rejected lover wishes that the particular moment of happiness would be perpetual. So the right option is C, a moment of profound experience stretched into endlessness or eternity. That is, the rejected lover wants to make the momentary pleasure permanent. Next, question number 16. What is the speaker's attitude towards fate in The Last Ride Together? The Last Ride Together, Browning's masterpiece, is actually an optimistic poem, and here the rejected lover consoles himself or justifies his failure in love. So the right option is C. He accepts it or failure as predetermined and unavoidable, because in the very opening stanza we find the lines, since nothing all my love avails, since this was written and needs must be. So the right option is C. Next, 17. Which of the following establishes the setting and mood of the poem The Darkling Thrush? The options are Frost was spectacle, Coppa's Gate, Household Fires, Strings of Broken Lyre. And obviously, the setting and the mood of the poem are described by the lines, when frost was spectacle and winter's dregs made desolate. So the right option is A, frost was spectacle, because this very line describes the setting and mood of the poem. Next, question number 18. What time of day is described in the poem The Darkling Thrush? The options are morning, afternoon, evening, midnight. And in the first stanza, the poet mentions the weakening eye of day, and weakening eye obviously suggests the evening sun. Again, in the third stanza, the poet says, in a full-hearted evensong of joy illimited. So, evensong means here evening song, or song sung in the evening. So, here again we find that the time is evening. So, the right option is C, evening. Next, question number 19. In the Walsons at Kule, the Swans' flight forming a particular shape symbolizes. The options are disorder in nature, human struggle, harmony and unity, isolation. In the poem The Walsons at Kule, the swans fly forming a particular shape, and the poet himself says, all suddenly mount and scatter, wheeling in great broken rings upon their clamorous wings. So, their form or a particular shape obviously suggests harmony and unity, which they maintain. So the right option is C, harmony and unity. Next, question number 20. Attend upon them still. Here the word them refers to. The options are calmness and dreams, the swans, passion and conquest, vigor and brightness. We find the lines, their hearts have not grown old, passion or conquest wander where they will. Attend upon them still. So the right option is the swans, because passion and conquest attend upon the swans. So the right option is B. Next, question number 21. What is the main theme of strange meeting? The options are anger, sadness, forgiveness, hatred. Strange meeting is actually a strange meeting or peculiar kind of meeting between two unknown soldiers. One is English and another German. And the German soldier is the enemy of the English soldier. But they have no animosity or enmity, because after death the German soldier has become the friend of the English soldier. That means he has forgiveness, or he is able to forgive his enemy or the English soldier. So the main theme of the poem is forgiveness. And through this theme, when suggests that war is not the way of solution. So the right option is C, forgiveness. Next, question number 22. What does the dead soldier mean by courage was mine and I had mystery? And here the dead soldier means obviously his quality or adeptness. So the right option is B, because the dead soldier means to say that he possessed bravery and nobility. So the right option is B. Next, question number 23. What does the horse symbolize in the poem The Listeners? The horse was grazing, because the poet says, and his horse in the silence champed the grasses of the forest ferny flow. So the horse is living being, and it symbolizes obviously life or the living world. So the right option is B, life and the living world. Next, question number 24. What is the central theme of The Listeners? The Listeners displays the gulf or the barrier between the two worlds, that is the world of supernaturalism and human world. So the main theme of the poem is obviously mystery and the unknown. The right option is B. Next, question number 25. The name of the bank Wilson worked in was. Wilson worked in the York and City Bank, and this bank was at Crawford Street in London. Because Wilson himself says, yes, I was manager of the Crawford Street branch of the York and City. It was convenient for me because I lived up Hendon Way. I could get from door to door in 37 minutes. So the bank Wilson worked in was York and City, and it was at the Crawford Street. So the right option is B, because Wilson worked in York and City Bank. So the right option is B. Next, 26. And then she did it up again. Here it means the options are counting 20 pounds. Here brown jacket. And here it suggests obviously Della's beautiful hair. So the right option is C, here. Next, question number 27. You remember the lady with the veiled face. The line describes, and through this line Arthur describes Inchimeda. The right option is B, Inchimeda. Next, question number 28. What are the pollards doing as the white man prepares to leap in the lagoon? And when the white man prepares to leap the lagoon and he gets in the boat, then they smartly run along the boat's side. So the right option is C. They run smartly along the boat's side. Next, question number 29. Forget the hushed metaphor. Here hushed means the options are messy, happy, strong, soft. O. Henry says, oh, and the next 2 hours tripped by on rosy wings. Then he again says, forget the hushed metaphor, she was ransacking the stores for Jim's present. Actually, on receiving $20 by selling a hair, Della was extremely glad and excited. She then began to ransack every store to buy a nice Christmas gift for Jim. O. Henry uses the metaphor tripped by on rosy wings to describe Della's search for one store to another. But as soon as the author was reminded of Della's great sacrifice, he realized that the metaphor, that is tripped by on rosy wings, had been chosen in haste or quickly. It should not be applicable in her case. Hence, O. Henry requests his reader to forget the metaphor. Here, hushed means obviously confused, jumble or messy. So the right option is A. Messy or confused. Next, question number 30. The mythical German stayed in Capri for, the options are 25 years, 30 years, 40 years, 35 years. And we know that the mythical German stayed in Capri for 40 years, although he came for lunch only and to have a glimpse of the Blue Grotto. But ultimately he stayed for 40 years. So the right option is C. 40 years. Next, question number 31. This fact meant nothing to her. Here, fact refers to, the options are loneliness, broad world, winter, incidents in newspaper. And here, fact refers to obviously the broad world, because Mrs. Thurlow's only concern was her own world or her 4 walls or her small world. So the right option is B. Broad world, outside. Next, question number 32. Propelled by some inherent anxiety. Here propelled means the options are weakened, strengthened, moved backward, moved forward. And the word propelled means moving forward. So the right option is D. Moved forward. Next, question number 33. They always are. Here they are, and here they refer to the expenses or the expenditure, because the expenditure are always greater than the calculation. So the right option is B. Expenses. Next, question number 34. Which of the following ideas best represents the theme of social class and its disruption in the play Ams and the Man? The options are Rainer's initial romanticism, the chocolate cream soldier, Major Petkoff's old coat, the engagement between Sergius and Luca. And we know Shaw is the iconoclast. And in the play Ams and the Man, Shaw shows the engagement between Sergius and Luca. And Sergius belongs to the aristocratic family, but Luca is the maid servant. So, the social class and its disruption or radical change is obviously found in the engagement between Sergius and Luca. So, the right option is D. The engagement between Sergius and Luca represents the theme of social class and obviously is disruption or radical change. Next, question number 35. He is little in that line himself. Here the speaker speaks up, and the speaker is Bloomsley, and he speaks of Sergius. Bloomsley means that, like Rainer, Sergius is also a humbug, a romantic hypocrite. He too strikes and speaks in a thrilling voice. So the right option is A. Sergius. Next, question number 36. The philosopher in justice is, the options are Monet, Clifton, O'Clery, Clever. And in the play Justice, the governor humorously calls Clifton the philosopher. So the philosopher is obviously Clifton, as mentioned by the governor. So the right option is B. Clifton. Next, question number 37. I never bowed down to him. Here, him means the options are folder, law, Mr. Honeywell, from. And this is said by Ruth, and here she means her husband, Mr. Honeywell, because she never yielded to the cruelty of her husband, Mr. Honeywell. So the right option is C. Mr. Honeywell. Next, question number 38. They may talk of comet or a burning mountain or some such bagatelle, but to me, a modest woman dressed in all her finery. Here, bagatelle means the options are a piece of music, an insignificant thing, a shining star, a public game. Actually, it's a traditional game played on a table with holes and pins. But here in She Stoops to Conquer, it means an insignificant or trivial thing. So the right option is B, an insignificant thing, although originally it's a kind of game. The right option is B. Next, question number 39. In She Stoops to Conquer, Mr. Hardcastle worries too much about Kate because the options are she is sick, she will marry poorly, the town manners have infected her, she dresses immodestly. Obviously, the right option is C. The town manners have infected her, or Kate also imitates London fashions and manner. Next, question number 40. Tony Lumpkin's character can be seen as a symbol of. The options are the chaos and unpredictability of rural life, the oppression of the working class, urban sophistication, the ideals of nobility and honor. And Tony Lumpkin is the engine of the plot She Stoops to Conquer, and she is also the trickster because his mind is full of plans and schemes and also intrigues. Hence, Tony is the representative or symbol of the chaos and unpredictability of rural life or rustic life. Hence, the right option is A, the chaos and unpredictability of rural life. Next, question number 41. What is the overall message of Dream Children a Reverie? The options are embrace fantasy and ignore reality, forget the past completely, chase after every illusion, recognize and accept the pain of loss and unfulfilled hopes. Lamb's Dream Children a Reverie is actually a personal essay, and here Lamb explores his unfulfilled dream of a happy family dissipated by the battering blows of fortune. So here the right option is obviously D. Recognize and accept the pain of loss and unfulfilled hopes. Next, question number 42. Hill recommends improving vocabulary by. The options are memorizing dictionaries, reading widely and noting down new words, avoiding new words, writing alone. And L.A. Hill suggests that in order to improve vocabulary, one should read widely and side by side note down the new and striking words. So the right option is B, reading widely and noting down new words. Next, question number 43. Here Alice put out one of her dear mother's look. The looks Alice displayed was, the options are contemptuous, upbraiding, very tender, loving. And obviously the look of Alice was very tender, because the essayist says here Alice put out one of her dear mother's looks, too tender to be called upbraiding. So the right option is C, too tender or very tender. Next, question number 44. What kind of style does Hill suggest in Principles of Good Writing? The options are copy someone else's style, develop your own style, use an old style, use different styles. And Hill says that as you read more and more works written in a particular style, your own will gradually change, and this will be a natural process, and your new style will be yours, because it comes up from your unconscious self, like a style which you are deliberately copying. So he'll suggest obviously to develop one's own style. So the right option is B. Next, question number 45. Or emptied some dull opiate. This is an instance of, the options are hyperbole. Hyperbole is also called exaggeration, because here an exaggerated statement is made. For example, I am tired to death. Then hyperbole means transferred epithet. Here the epithet or adjective is transferred from his proper place to another. For example, he spent a sleepless night. Then hyperbaton or inversion, the order of words is inversed for the sake of emphasis. For example, much have I seen and known. Then climax, a series of words or ideas is arranged in an ascending order of importance. For example, I came, I saw, I conquered. And here, or emptied some dull opiate. Actually, opiate or opium is not dull, but it makes the person dull, or the brain of the person who takes opium dull. So the right option is B, hypeles or transferred epithet, because here the epithet dull is transferred. Next, question number 46. He is dash the phone right now. The options are on, in, at, to. And the right option is on the phone or on computer. That is using a particular device. যখন কোনো ডিভাইস ইউজ করা হয় সেক্ষেত্রে on the phone or on the computer. So the right option তাহলে হচ্ছে on. Next, question number 47. The Latin prefix post means, the options are for, above, after, starting. post কথাটার মানে হচ্ছে after, আর pre মানে হচ্ছে before. So the right option হচ্ছে তাহলে C. Post means after or behind or later, and pre means before. Next, question number 48. If I had obeyed your command, I dash the match. The options are would win, won, had won, would have won. এটা অ্যাকচুয়ালি থার্ড কন্ডিশন। তিন ধরনের কন্ডিশন আছে, দেখে নেব। ফার্স্ট কন্ডিশনে সিম্পল প্রেজেন্ট প্লাস সিম্পল ফিউচার টেন্স। ফর এক্সাম্পল, ইফ ইউ রান ইউ উইল রিচ দেয়ার, অর ইফ হি গোজ দেয়ার আই শ্যাল ফলো হিম। এটা হচ্ছে ফার্স্ট কন্ডিশন। এখানে সিম্পল প্রেজেন্ট দ্যাট ইজ রান, এবং এদিকে হচ্ছে সিম্পল ফিউচার দ্যাট ইজ উইল রিচ। এবার হচ্ছে সেকেন্ড কন্ডিশন। এখানে সিম্পল পাস্ট আর উড বা কুড বা শুড, দেন বি ওয়ান। এক্সাম্পল, ইফ আই ওয়ান দ্য লটারি আই উড ট্রাভেল অ্যারাউন্ড দ্য ওয়ার্ল্ড। ওয়ান সিম্পল পাস্ট, আর এদিকে উড ট্রাভেল। নেক্সট, দেন থার্ড কন্ডিশন। এটা স্ট্রাকচারটা দেখে নেব। পাস্ট পারফেক্ট, দেন উড হ্যাভ অর কুড হ্যাভ প্লাস বি থ্রি। এক্সাম্পল, ইফ ইউ হ্যাড স্টাডিড ইউ উড হ্যাভ পাস্ট দ্য এক্সামিনেশন, হ্যাড স্টাডিড পাস্ট পারফেক্ট, আর তারপরে এদিকে হয়ে যাচ্ছে উড হ্যাভ V3, আর এখানেও ইফ আই হ্যাড ওবেড দ্যাট ইজ থার্ড কন্ডিশন, পাস্ট পারফেক্ট আছে, তাহলে এখানে হয়ে যাবে উড হ্যাভ প্লাস V3, হেন্স দ্য রাইট অপশন ইজ ডি, উড হ্যাভ ওয়ান, দ্য থার্ড কন্ডিশন। নেক্সট কোশ্চেন নাম্বার 49, দ্য পজিটিভ অফ বেটা ইজ, আচ্ছা আমরা জানি গুড, বেটা, বেস্ট, কিন্তু গুড নেই এখানে, গুডও যা ওয়েলও তাই, সেম মিনিং, সো গুড অর ওয়েল, দেন বেটা, দেন বেস্ট, সো দ্য রাইট অপশন হচ্ছে তাহলে বি, ওয়েল অর গুড। নেক্সট কোশ্চেন নাম্বার 50, মাই ফ্রেন্ডস ইলেক্টেড গোকুল দ্য ক্লাস লিডার, the structure of this sentence is SVO subject verb object, SVC subject verb complement, SVA subject verb adverbial, SVOC subject verb object complement। দেখে নিচ্ছে সেন্টেন্সটা, মাই ফ্রেন্ডস সাবজেক্ট, ইলেক্টেড ভার্ব, গোকুল অবজেক্ট, তাহলে SVO, আর দ্য ক্লাস লিডার মানে হচ্ছে ইকুয়াল টু গোকুল, সো কমপ্লিমেন্ট, এটা হচ্ছে অবজেক্ট কমপ্লিমেন্ট, তাহলে যেটা পাওয়া গেল মাই ফ্রেন্ড সাবজেক্ট, দেন ইলেক্টেড ভার্ব, দেন গোকুল অবজেক্ট, দেন দ্য ক্লাস লিডার কমপ্লিমেন্ট, সো দ্য রাইট অপশন তাহলে হচ্ছে ডি, সাবজেক্ট মানে মাই ফ্রেন্ডস, ভার্ব দ্যাট ইজ ইলেক্টেড, দেন ও অবজেক্ট গোকুল, দেন সি কমপ্লিমেন্ট দ্য ক্লাস লিডার, so the right option D, SVOC subject verb object complement or object complement। Next question number 51, identify the cleft sentence, the options are it was you who called me yesterday, the boy who called me is a doctor, you who called me yesterday, who called me yesterday। আচ্ছা ক্লেপ সেন্টেন্সটা একটু আমরা দেখে নিচ্ছি। আ ক্লেপ সেন্টেন্স ইজ আ কমপ্লেক্স সেন্টেন্স দ্যাট এমফাসাইজেস অ্যান এলিমেন্ট অর আইডিয়া বাই রিঅ্যারেঞ্জিং দ্য নর্মাল ওয়ার্ড অর্ডার অব আ সিম্পল সেন্টেন্স উইথ দ্য হেল্প অব আ ডামি ওয়ার্ড সাচ এস, ডামি ওয়ার্ডগুলো হচ্ছে ইট, অল, হোয়াট। আ ক্লেপ সেন্টেন্স ইজ দাস আ সেন্টেন্স দ্যাট ইজ ক্লেপ্ট মানে হচ্ছে split so as to put the focus or emphasis on one part of it. The cleft sentence is commonly introduced by it, all or what, এটা দিয়ে শুরু হবে, which is followed by a verb phrase whose is generally be or be verb। এক্সাম্পল গুলো দেখে নিচ্ছি। ইউ কল্ড মি ইয়েস্টারডে, এটা নর্মাল সেন্টেন্স, এবার এটাকে ক্লেপ্টে হয়ে যাচ্ছে, ইট ওয়াজ ইউ হু কল্ড মি ইয়েস্টারডে, ইট দিয়ে শুরু হলো। নেক্সট আই নিড আ গুড সাপা, অল আই নিড ইজ আ গুড সাপা, এটা অল দিয়ে শুরু হলো। নেক্সট হিজ বিহেভিয়ার অ্যানয়েড মি, হোয়াট অ্যানয়েড মি ওয়াজ হিজ বিহেভিয়ার, এটাও হোয়াট দিয়ে শুরু হলো। তাহলে এখানে ইট ওয়াজ ইউ হু কল্ড মি ইয়েস্টারডে, ইট দিয়ে শুরু হলো, তাহলে রাইট অপশন হচ্ছে এ, ইট ওয়াজ ইউ হু কল্ড মি ইয়েস্টারডে, এটা হচ্ছে ক্লেপ্ট সেন্টেন্স। নেক্সট কোশ্চেন নাম্বার 52, ইট ওয়াজ দ্য মোস্ট টেরিবল সাইট, নো এরর, চুজ এরর পার্ট অর পি, দ্যাট ইজ কোথায় ভুল আছে সেটাকে আইডেন্টিফাই করতে হবে, আর এরর না থাকলে নো এরর। আচ্ছা দেখে নিচ্ছি, ইট ওয়াজ দ্য মোস্ট টেরিবল সাইট, টেরিবল তার আগে সুপারলেটিভ, মোস্ট বা মোর কম্পারেটিভ কোনটাই হচ্ছে না, দেখে নিচ্ছি রুলস। টেরিবল হচ্ছে, এটাকে বলা হচ্ছে অ্যান এক্সট্রিম অ্যাডজেক্টিভ, অলসো কল্ড অ্যাবসোলিউট অর নন গ্রেডেবল অ্যাডজেক্টিভ, তার মানে এই অ্যাডজেক্টিভসগুলোর কোনো ডিগ্রি চেঞ্জ হচ্ছে না, দ্যাট ইজ সুপারলেটিভ বা কম্পারেটিভ হয় না। এক্সট্রিম অ্যাডজেক্টিভস ডেসক্রাইব দ্য হাইয়েস্ট ডিগ্রি অফ সামথিং অ্যান্ড ডু নট টেক কম্পারেটিভ অর সুপারলেটিভ ফর্মস। তাহলে এটা হয়ে যেত ইট ওয়াজ আ টেরিবল সাইট, অর কারেক্ট উইথ এমফেসিস দিলে ইট ওয়াজ অ্যান অ্যাবসোলিউটলি টেরিবল সাইট, তাহলে মোস্ট টেরিবল সেটা হচ্ছে না, কারণ টেরিবল ওয়ার্ড সেটা হচ্ছে এক্সট্রিম অ্যাডজেক্টিভ, যার কোনো কম্পারেটিভ বা সুপারলেটিভ নেই। এরকম আরও কিছু ওয়ার্ড দেখে নেব। আদার এক্সট্রিম অ্যাডজেক্টিভস, তার মধ্যে অফুল, হিউজ, ফ্রিজিং, এক্সস্টেড, ইউনিক, এনোমাস, এগুলো সবই হচ্ছে এক্সট্রিম অ্যাডজেক্টিভ অর অ্যাবসোলিউট অর নন গ্রেডেবল অ্যাডজেক্টিভ, যাদের কোনো কম্পারেটিভ অর সুপারলেটিভ হয় না, ইটসেলফ হাইয়েস্ট ডিগ্রি। তাহলে এখানে এরর রয়েছে মোস্ট টেরিবল, টেরিবলের আগে মোস্ট হবে না, টেরিবল ইটসেলফ হচ্ছে হাইয়েস্ট ডিগ্রি, এটা হচ্ছে এক্সট্রিম ডিগ্রি বা নন গ্রেডেবল ডিগ্রি। সো দ্য রাইট অপশন হয়ে যাচ্ছে তাহলে বি। এন পার্টে এরর রয়েছে, এটার কারেক্ট হবে ইট ওয়াজ আ টেরিবল সাইট। So the right option B. Next, question number 53. I do not have to help you. Its passive form is I do not have to help you. That is, I have not to help you. আচ্ছা, প্যাসিভ করলে হয়ে যাবে ইউ, অবজেক্ট সাবজেক্ট, ইউ এর সঙ্গে হ্যাভ, তারপর নট, ইউ হ্যাভ নট টু বি হেল্পড বাই মি। সো দ্য রাইট অপশন হয়ে যাচ্ছে তাহলে বি, ইউ হ্যাভ নট টু বি হেল্পড বাই মি। নেক্সট, কোশ্চেন নাম্বার 54। আচ্ছা, আইডেন্টিফাই দ্য কপুলেটিভ কনজাংশন। কপুলেটিভ কনজাংশন হচ্ছে অ্যান্ড, অর, ইয়েট, হেন্স, এগুলো কপুলেটিভ কনজাংশন নয়। অর হচ্ছে অল্টারনেটিভ কনজাংশন, ইয়েট হচ্ছে অ্যাডভার্সেটিভ কনজাংশন এবং হেন্স হচ্ছে ইলেটিভ কনজাংশন। তাহলে কপুলেটিভ কনজাংশন হচ্ছে অ্যান্ড। দ্য রাইট অপশন ইজ এ। নেক্সট, কোশ্চেন নাম্বার 55। Which sentence shows the doubtful or non-real condition? আচ্ছা, non-real condition বা non-factual, that is subjunctive mood, এবং এখানে subjunctive mood আছে B. If I were you, I wouldn't say that. So the right option হচ্ছে B. Non-real বা doubtful বা subjunctive mood হচ্ছে B. Next, question number 56. He told me the time when he will arrive. The underlined part is dash clause. আচ্ছা, underlined part when he will arrive, এটা হচ্ছে subordinate adjective বা relative clause, কারণ এর আগে the time antecedent রয়েছে এবং যখন antecedent থাকবে তারপরে যে clause সেটা হচ্ছে subordinate adjective বা relative clause. So the right option is A. এটা হচ্ছে subordinate adjective বা relative clause, বিকজ এই ক্লজটা হচ্ছে কোয়ালিফাই করছে দ্য টাইম অ্যান্টিসিডেন্ট একে। সো দ্য রাইট অপশন ইজ এ। নেক্সট, কোশ্চেন নাম্বার 57। উই শুড ড্যাশ ফর আ রেইনি ডে। আচ্ছা, উই শুড পুট সামথিং বাই, পুট বাই সেভ, সঞ্চয় করা, দ্যাট ইজ উই শুড পুট সামথিং বাই ফর আ রেইনি ডে, যে ভবিষ্যতের জন্য বা খারাপ সময়ের জন্য সঞ্চয় করা উচিত। ফিক্সড ফ্রেজ এটা by idiom. So the right option C, put something by. Next, question number 58. The boy said to me, don't enter there. It's indirect species. আচ্ছা, the boy said to me, reporting verb past tense এ আছে, আর don't enter there এটা imperative sentence নেগেটিভ আছে, এবং reporting verb said এর দুটো অবজেক্ট, তাহলে tell verb told হয়ে যাবে, আর told me আর কমা ইনভার্টেড উঠে এখানে ডোন্ট নট টু হবে, তাহলে হয়ে যাবে দ্য বয় টোল্ড মি নট টু এন্টার দেয়ার, দেয়ারই থাকবে, দেয়ারের কোনো চেঞ্জ হবে না। সো দ্য রাইট অপশন হয়ে যাবে তাহলে ডি, দ্য বয় টোল্ড মি নট টু এন্টার দেয়ার। নেক্সট, কোশ্চেন নাম্বার 59। হ্যাভিং রিচড দেয়ার দ্য গার্ল টুক রেস্ট। The underlined portion is, the options are noun phrase, participle phrase, parenthetical phrase, verbal phrase. Having reached there, এটা হচ্ছে perfect participle এবং এটাকে বলা হচ্ছে তাহলে পার্টিসিপল ফ্রেজ, কারণ যে ফ্রেজগুলো পার্টিসিপেলের সাহায্যে ফর্ম হয় সেটা প্রেজেন্ট পার্টিসিপল, পাস্ট পার্টিসিপল বা পারফেক্ট পার্টিসিপল যেটাই হোক না কেন সেটাকে আমরা বলছি পার্টিসিপল ফ্রেজ। তাহলে হ্যাভিং রিচড দেয়ার এটা হচ্ছে পার্টিসিপল ফ্রেজ। দ্য রাইট অপশন ইজ বি। নেক্সট, কোশ্চেন নাম্বার 60, লাস্ট ওয়ান। হি রাশড টু দ্য হসপিটাল আফটার হি ড্যাশ দ্য নিউজ। আচ্ছা, দুটো কাজ, হি রাস্ট টু দ্য হসপিটাল, হসপিটালে দৌড়ে গিয়েছিল। আফটার হি হার্ড দ্য নিউজ, এবং নিউজটা আরও আগে শুনেছিল। তাহলে দুটোর মধ্যে হচ্ছে যেটা আগে হচ্ছে সেটা পাস্ট পারফেক্ট, আর যেটা পরে সেটা সিম্পল পাস্ট। এবং এর একটা রুলস রয়েছে, বিফো আফটার আফটার, দ্যাট ইজ আফটারের পরে পাস্ট পারফেক্ট এবং বিফোরের আগে পাস্ট পারফেক্ট। তাহলে এখানে আফটারের পরে হি ড্যাশ দ্য নিউজ, তাহলে হি হ্যাড হার্ড দ্য নিউজ। সো দ্য রাইট অপশন হয়ে যাচ্ছে ডি, হি রাস্ট টু দ্য হসপিটাল আফটার হি হ্যাড হার্ড দ্য নিউজ। সো কমপ্লিটেড।